Commissioners Court of Brazos County will meet regular session on February 2024, 10 a.m. Commissioners Courtroom, County Administration Building, 200 South Texas Avenue, Suite 106. First item on the agenda is invocation pledge of allegiance to the U.S. and Texas flag. Commissioner Perry will lead this.
Please pray with me. Almighty, thank you for this day, and thank you for the many abundant blessings you bestow upon us. Thank you also for the recent rain and the warming sun that's coming our way. Thank you for the opportunity to do meaningful business on behalf of the citizens of Brazos County. Please keep a watchful eye over our military and first responders as they keep us free. And we say thank you. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Commissioner. Second item on the agenda is call for citizens' input and/or concerns. And Mark Holtzapfel.
Howdy, my name is Mark Holtzapfel. I'm a professor of chemical engineering at Texas A&M, but today I'm speaking as a private citizen. I've spoken in the past about my concerns of election integrity using my own words. Today I'm going to use the words of others. The first person I'd like to speak is Christopher Wray, who's the head of the FBI.
FBI Director Chris Wray gets right to the point, telling Senator Dick Durbin and the Senate Judiciary Committee there will likely be attempts by foreign players to interfere in the 2024 elections.
Our foreign adversaries have tried and are continuing to try to interfere in our elections. In the fall of 2020, about the Iranians' efforts to interfere in that election.
New attempts in 2024 could include 3 nations attempting to swing the presidential race.
We're keenly focused on the risk that foreign adversaries, whether it's Russia, whether it's China, whether it's Iran, or others, will seek to interfere in our elections.
And the next speaker is Sheriff Richard Jones from Butler County, Ohio.
Just came back from the National Sheriff's Training in D.C. 3 days, 2 days ago. We were briefed by the FBI Director, Ray, the Director of the FBI, and several federal agencies. The FBI Director said the 9/11 hit. There's more red flags now than then. So, with that in mind, we were also told that they're going, this is from the federal government, 3 days ago, they're going to attack our elections, which they've always done that, just not the national. They're going to go into the locals. They encouraged us to talk to our local election officials and be prepared as much as they can for cyber attacks. Even locals will have to be prepared.
The next speaker is Vice President of Hart Intercivic, which is the company that makes our election equipment. His name is Peter Lichtenheld. He's speaking in front of Kerr County commissioners.
My questions.
You said the equipment's all manufactured locally here in Texas.
Yeah, mile and a half from our office.
Components from overseas, for example?
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, it's a worldwide. You can't make. Unfortunately, you can't make stuff in the United States. When we can, we will, and we want to. But it's not here yet.
The significance of that testimony is that because foreign countries are putting components in our machines, they can hack those machines. It's common practice in electronic equipment to have a back door. When you have updates in your computer, that's through a back door. So the fact that components in our election equipment are foreign made means that they have access to our equipment.
We do things like penetration testing. We talk about, can you hack the system, or are there problems with the system? Well, we pay to have our system
right? So make it less hackable. And I'll fully admit, anybody who says something's not hackable is a fool, so anything can be hacked.
So I'll repeat those words. And I'll fully admit, anybody who says something is not hackable is a fool. So the only way that we can have election integrity is with hand-counted paper ballots that cannot be hacked. Thank you. Perfect, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Kathy Beans?
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Good to see you today.
Could you speak into the mic, please?
Yes, my name's
Thank
Kathy Vians. I'm in Precinct 4 with Commissioner Watson. Asking actually about item number 3. Very confused about what this grant is, why only one of you is willing to take responsibility for the results of that grant. I didn't see any explanation of what the grant is. I've heard a lot in the forums lately. It's election year, of school districts being underwater because of government mandates that are required as a result of taking government funds. So I would have liked to see the grant application, what it's going to encumber us with, what those things are, and I'd like to know why the other commissioners are willing to relinquish their representing the constituents by allowing you, Judge, to be the sole arbiter of this grant.
Thank you. Cindy Wiley?
Morning, Judge and Commissioners. I'm actually going to read a draft resolution that Dr. Dougherty forwarded to me. I have provided copies for y'all. So I'll go forward and read it while you guys can follow with me. It says, whereas the security and trustworthiness of elections held in Brazos County is of the utmost fundamental importance, and whereas Texas state law, Election Code 122.001A4, requires voting systems to be safe from fraudulent or unauthorized manipulation, and whereas FBI Director Christopher Wray has publicly testified to expect attacks on both national and local elections, and whereas Hart Intercivic Vice President Peter Lichtenheld has publicly testified that their voting machines, which are used in Brazos County, are hackable like all computers, and that Hart Intercivic works to make them less hackable. Now therefore be it resolved that in order to better secure the Brazos County election management server running Verity Count software, this server, 1, is ordered to be immediately disconnected from all networks, including but not limited to wired, wireless, local, wide area, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, near field, and Albert sensor networks, and with all physical network serial and parallel ports, including but not limited to RJ45, DB9, and DB25, sealed with tamper-evident seals. And 2, is ordered not to be reconnected to any such network until the official canvass of election results for the March 5th, 2024 election and any subsequent runoffs is complete. And this server has then been thoroughly inspected by a team consisting of 2 county IT employees and 2 outside computer experts. Submitted this 27th day of February 2024. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And that's all we had to sign up, I believe. Yeah. So we will consider and take action on agenda items 3 through 15. Number 3 is request approval to apply for state and local cybersecurity grant program and approval of resolution 24-007. And I'm not sure that we may want a table for a week, but we'll we've got a couple of speakers that want to speak we'll allow them to do that first. Kathy Beans?
Yes, I signed up twice for the same subject. I would like you to table this. I would like more information made available to the public about what this is going to, what this grant is, what it will entail, and as the school districts have shown us, you know, the unfunded mandates could be the stick that makes us not want to apply for this grant. And I would also like an explanation from the other commissioners why I've never seen a grant application with the approval ability, the denial ability, the amendment ability, all facets of a grant application relied solely on one of the commissioners' court. So for those reasons, I would like you to table it and get us more information so that we're better educated about what this entails.
Okay. I think Cindy Wiley wanted to speak on this too.
Morning again. So I too share concerns about this. Also, I send concerns from Dr. Dougherty on this as well. The reason why I think I personally have a concern is this program, from the best that I can understand, it is managed by Department of Homeland Security Cyber Infrastructure Security Agency, which is very controversial, in that it started out with a good intent in 2018, but I think it's been corrupted. They've done very little to do a thorough inspection of the 2020 election. And so that's a concern. They would, from what I understand, take full control for 4 years. That was my understanding. There's a lot of money at stake, and I get the concept of wanting to have money and to try to do this. But I think with A&M right around the corner, we have plenty of smart people that can help us secure our own system, and we don't need the government's hands in doing that. And so that's my input. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so it's not unusual for the Commissioners Court to pass something through court, but give the county judge the ability to sign, but it passes through court. It's not like I will have the authority just to carte blanche sign without the Commissioners Court agreeing.
It doesn't say that in the resolution,
Well, that, yeah. So, and while cybersecurity is certainly paramount to anything we're doing. I mean, and we've got IT staff that's what they spend their time doing, is trying to make sure that we're safe. So I'm okay with tabling and let everybody take a look and make sure that that this won't open us up. I would certainly like, I mean, I got the email from Dr. Dougherty this morning and would like to see some of the documentation. You know, he said that we would be basically turning our system over to the federal government. I would like to see where that's at. I haven't found that. So some of those kinds of things, my hope is that we'll have these discussions with Dr. Dougherty over this next week and let him provide us with the information he's got that we can either verify or not, and then make a determination. My hope, because this is grant money that will help pay for cybersecurity for, I mean, for the county. We hope that's the goal, but it's something we need to investigate. So I'm okay with us tabling, and hopefully we'll be able to get with Dr. Dougherty and let him provide us where he sees that, and then verify that that's in fact. We've taken grants before, and we don't turn over everything to the federal government or to, you know, any state government or wherever. It hasn't happened before. I'm not saying it's not in there, because I don't know, but we need to look, and I want to find out where it's at. And if Dr. Dougherty sees that in there, I want him to provide it, and then we'll make a decision. But there's a fairly short window to get this thing done, to have that money available to us. So we need to be moving. I don't want to wait till next week and then put it back on and have Dr. Doherty then come in and tell us, and then we wait another week to do something. So my hope is that we can have discussions with him this week. Let him verify where he's getting that information within that grant. But if I can get a motion to table, we'll.
So moved.
Well, before we take a motion to table and get off of discussion, we do have some of our folks from IT here, and I would like to hear from them, and so the public could be informed about what this grant is, why we're seeking it, what the benefit that we see in this is, not just the 5 of us are aware of that, but that we know that the public, so it can be discussed in public. If we can take a little time, I'd appreciate that.
Well, and I don't know whether Eric, the head of IT, is prepared. I mean, this morning, I mean, this question came up this morning. I mean, I don't.
I had a conversation with Eric relative to this prior to this morning. So I had requested his preparation. He said that he was more than glad to participate in just a description of what the grant is, why we're seeking it, and what his thoughts are.
Good morning, Commissioner, Judge, Commissioners. It is our hope that we can apply for grant monies to acquire a backup subsystem as our data continues to grow and grow and grow.
Speak in the microphone.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners.
Much better.
I could hear me. Why couldn't y'all hear me? Oh, and for the record, Eric Caldwell, Chief Information Officer for Brazos County. It's our hope that we can apply for this grant to get monies for a backup subsystem to back up our data, so that in the event that there is data loss, we will have this backup subsystem on hand. We will have that as a redundant system. I think it will just strengthen our cybersecurity posture. It has nothing to do with elections.
And you were, the amount of the grant that we're going to seek?
We're hoping to seek $50,000. The grant application requires that the county match that with 10%. It also requires that we subscribe to some vulnerability scanning services, but we have been using those vulnerability scanning services now for quite some time. Those are just 2 more tools in our toolbox that we've been utilizing to, strengthen our cybersecurity posture. It also requires that we take the annual cybersecurity training, that is the county, take the annual cybersecurity training, which everybody dreads, but everybody does. My Chief Information Security Officer over here is responsible for ensuring that we comply with that state statute. It also requires that we are reporting 90% of our adult and juvenile case dispositions to the state electronically, which we've been doing now for a number of years. So we do not believe that there are any additional burdens that this grant would saddle us with, other than the 10% matching dollars to get the monies for that backup subsystem.
And that grant language was actually updated to say 10% match if required. So if they require us, we give it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, are you asking?
No, I'm saying I spoke with our grant writer, and he said
Okay.
that language was updated to say if required.
Oh, okay.
So we'll do a 10% match if required.
Okay.
It's-
I'd probably count on it being required.
Yeah, probably to be safe.
But I mean, hey, 10%.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And so would this be able to cover the backup to have us a secure backup in case we got compromised? Or would there need to be more
Yes, sir.
involved in
This would be
appropriation.
one backup subsystem that would be utilized, well, it would be utilized for backups, period. And then in the event that we were compromised somehow, this would be yet another tool in our toolbox to mitigate that compromise or recover from that compromise.
Gotcha. And $50,000 would be able to take care of that, or?
Now, that I don't know. We haven't finished designing what that backup subsystem is going to look like. So it very well may be that in our budget request, we will be coming to Commissioners Court requesting additional dollars over and above the $50,000. That, assuming that we are granted that $50,000 and that is not enough to cover it, we will likely be, coming back and asking for more than $50,000. And it remains to be seen what that backup solution that we settle on is going to look like. There's a number of factors in play. So, for example, our remote data center out in the jail, it is small. The electrical feed into that room is just barely adequate. The environmental control systems in that room are just barely adequate. So if the system that we design requires more space or more power than what we've got in there, or it generates more heat, we may wind up having to redesign it so that it is smaller equipment, runs cooler, draws less power, things of that nature. So we're still working on that system
So
design.
this is a step in that direction, but this is a way to get
Pay for it.
hopefully some money. $50,000 is what we're applying for in order to be able to use that to do what we think is necessary to keep our systems secure.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Very good. Thanks.
Thank you, Gary.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about that, but I defer to the motion to table, and I second the motion to table because I think the concerns that have been raised warrant it, and thank you, Judge, for entertaining that and suggesting that, and also the concern I think that was raised that we might want to look into is that this grant approval would not come back to the entire Commissioners Court for approval.
Okay, so we got a motion and a second to table. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 4 is approval requested from Juvenile Services to accept TJJD's Southeast Chief grant funds.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 6 is approval of the following job descriptions.
Number 5. You haven't done 5 yet.
Beg your pardon?
Approval of early voting locations.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I did miss. I checked the wrong one. Okay, number 5 is approval of the early voting locations and hours for May 28, 2024 primary elections.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 6 is approval of the following job descriptions.
Move approval A through F.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 7 is approval of arts renewal for the 1095C through Texas Association of Counties.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion.
We just have kind of a definition of what's arts and 1095C actually is.
Those are the forms that are required under the Affordable Care Act for employees to report whether or not they have insurance medical coverage.
Okay. A lot of times we use our lingo, and I don't think people in the public understand that, so thank you for clarifying that for everybody.
Do we have a motion and a second on that?
Yes.
Yes.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 8, approval requested from Purchasing Department to declare a list of surplus property as salvage in accordance with Local Government Code 263152 and authorized destruction or other means of disposal.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 9 is award of bid 24-072 cracked seal, recommended vendor D&M Contractors LLC.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 10 is permission to advertise for bid 24-095 oils and lubricants.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 11 is approval of bid renewal 24-096R, transportation of deceased and cremation services with Hilliard Funeral Home.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 12 is requesting review approval of the development plan for Pleasant Valley RV Park.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 13 is tax refund application for the following.
Move approval A through E.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 14 is personnel change status.
Move approval A and B.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 14 is,
15.
number
15.
15 is payment of claims. Claim to be paid by Brazos County, claim number 8200936 through claim number 8201079 and claim number 9200364 through claim number 9200413.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 16 is acknowledgment of the FY 23-24 budget to actuals by fund as of February 14, 2024, and an acknowledgment of the FY 23-24 contingency budget to actuals by fund as of February 14, 2024. Number 17 is acknowledgment of the FY 23 annual financial report for MHMR. Number 18 is juvenile director's report on detention population. Linda.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. We have 42 juveniles in detention, 32 males, 10 females, and we have 35 on electronic monitoring. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Linda. 19, sheriff's report on inmate population. Sheriff.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. 772 this morning.
Wow.
642 men, 130 women, 42 on electronic monitoring.
What's with the big increase?
We can't point to any one particular thing. Just been busy.
Yeah.
Are we still staying consistent with people who are ready to move to TDCJ, and we're not holding people for a longer, inordinate period of time? There's been no change in that.
No, but we
Okay.
continue to monitor that frequently, and in fact, we talked about it this morning, and that seems to be working as intended.
Good. And competency restoration, and people we're holding for those types of things because of mental issues, is that staying constant as well?
Well, that continues to be a problem, is that there's a extended wait time for people to be moved to other facilities for competency restoration.
Thanks.
Thank you, Sheriff. 20 is announcement of interest items and possible future agenda topics.
Early voting has started, so I encourage everyone to go out and vote. We have 5 early voting locations. For times and locations, you can check brazosvotes.org.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, once again, it's VG Young School for commissioners and judges in town. So there are, I tried to get the numbers, but didn't get the exact numbers from VG Young today, but there are hundreds, I can, qualified say that, of commissioners and judges from around the state of Texas who are in town. So if you see them, please be sure to tell them thanks for being here, and thank you to the VG Young Institute for having this annual event for commissioner certification and education here in Brazos County. It's great.
Yep, just wanted to speak to that. It's actually 18 are here. This is the class I'm in. This is third session, and we're getting together at the Expo Center, so not as big a crowd, but definitely if you see people walking around looking lost.
This is your class, right?
Right, yeah.
But the VG Young School is taking place.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're talking about the bigger school.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, that's what I was referring to.
Gotcha.
But I don't want to leave out 18 of y'all out.
Yeah.
We're
18
Class of 9.
We're class of 9, so
Yeah.
you're no, don't let me take anything away from you there.
Very good.
It's a great program. VG Young does a great job with education for not only commissioners and judges, but all the other elected officials as well.
Okay. If there's nothing else, next item is to adjourn. Thank you.